if you're alive, then odds are you know who Chucky is. Hell, this granny probably knows who he is.
Hey, fuck you.
It's everyone's favorite little serial killer doll, with 6 sequels, 1 reboot, and 3 seasons of a TV show, ranging from horror to self-aware parody to whatever the fuck this is. Chucky's had quite the long and bumpy road, and today we're gonna go through it all. Except for the Chucky TV show. That would take too long.
You snooze, you lose.
Maybe someday. But yes, I'm gonna be watching and giving my thoughts on all 8 of these films. Maybe even do a little ranking at the end, just for fun. So grab your Voodoo for Dummies book, and let's watch these Chucky films. Right off the bat, that's right, it's a magic voodoo movie. Damballa! Nowadays, it's all about creepy demons and sassy robots, but back in the 80s, killer dolls came to life thanks to magic voodoo spells and a lightning bolt. Oh boy, get ready to hear that voodoo spell an absurd amount of times in this video. So much so that, fuck it, let's throw in a drinking game.
Drink?
Take a shot every time you hear that Ade Due Damballa spell. And get your barf bag ready. Anyways, long story short, this guy Charles Lee Ray is a serial killer, and he's running away from Detective Mike Norris. Oh! Yeah, things aren't looking great for him. He's dying, but he seems to be taking it pretty well.
Oh God, I'm dying.
Oh God, I'm dying. Anyways, 1 voodoo spell later, and this middle-aged murderer now lives in the body of a cute good guy doll, which looks just like those buddy dolls. You remember those things?
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes.
Anyways, so this kid Andy then receives that doll as a gift from his lonely, depressed, widowed mom, Karen. Yeah, that's right, we got a Karen in this film.
I want to talk to the manager.
And Karen's working a double shift.
You'll have to fill in for her.
So her friend is gonna have to babysit for the night. I wonder where this is going.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oops. Oh my god, well maybe if she lands on something soft, maybe she'll make it. Oh god! Well that was harsh, but then again, that bitch got what she deserved.
She was a real bitch and got what she deserved.
Now, something interesting about the first Child's Play movie is that it has a psychological horror element to it. Chucky's manipulating Andy and everyone around to make it seem like that little boy's lost his goddamn mind.
Nobody believes you about Chucky.
Come on, Chucky, say something.
You feel bad for him. Look at how sad he is. Aw.
He told me never to tell about him or he'd kill me.
Oh, do you want to do maybe another take? Nope. Fine, okay, we're gonna leave that in. Alright, this is fun, but where's this movie going? Well, Chucky's ultimate goal is to transfer his soul into the first human he revealed his true identity to. That's the rules they came up with.
Oh, it's stupid.
And that person happens to be little Andy.
I have a date with a 6-year-old boy.
Ooh, don't say it like that. And if he fails to do so in time, Charles Lee Ray will be trapped in that doll body forever.
You mean I have to live out the rest of my life in this body?
Spoilers, he stays in there a little while longer. Now I remember the first time I watched Child's Play as a kid, only knowing that Chucky looked like this and was always holding a knife. So I figured, little doll's gonna stab people, right? Classic. Nope. No. We get murderous voodoo magic. What else? And after that, the guy that left Charles to die simply blows the fuck up. At this point, this is more Die Hard than a slasher film. Anyhow, at one point, the detective gets attacked by Chucky in a silly little action scene. Ooh, careful there. And therefore, he now understands that the doll is possessed by Charles Lee Ray, which is kind of a big deal. And upon realizing this, he's stunned. He's horrified. Oh. Karen then also gets attacked.
You stupid bitch! You filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
And a couple of chase scenes and murders and shining references later, it's time for Chucky to claim Andy's soul.
Ade Due Damballa. Garancella Santaria.
Yep, never mind, he didn't do it in time. So then he gets Freddy Kruegered. after that, he gets shot in the head and shot in the heart, which is apparently his only weakness.
Shoot him in the heart!
I shot him in the heart!
That's it, the end. Man, it was such a good time revisiting this movie. Part-time silly, part-time depressing, part-time horrifying nightmare that scarred me as a child.
Hello, Andy.
I just love Chucky so much. A foul-mouthed little serial killer who just enjoys being evil so damn much. And he has an actual personality. He's not just some demon. He's a slasher villain, and a pretty great one at that. Now sure, a 40-year-old filthy murderer is sleeping in the same bed as a 6-year-old child. Well, that's a little weird. But otherwise, what a great villain. And Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky is just such perfect casting.
You stupid bitch! You filthy slut! You think you can fuck with me?
He owns that character. It's just like Freddy, where you can't picture anyone else playing the part. Oh. We'll get back to that. The special effects from Kevin Yeager impressively hold up, and the animatronics work very well, and once in a while they turn into little people. Impressive. One thing I really love about the doll design is how Chucky gradually becomes more human. His face changes shape. He goes from cute to not so cute. It's great.
Wow.
Now, writer Don Mancini and director Tom Holland didn't always agree on how the film should play out.
Tom went off and rewrote it.
In fact, Mancini thought the voodoo stuff was really fucking stupid.
It's stupid.
But despite their little arguments, I think they did a pretty damn good job. This is definitely not a perfect movie, but it is a classic and also a huge part of pop culture. I enjoy this movie a whole lot, and I give Child's Play 4 Chuckies out of 5. Alright, moving on to Child's Play 2, which is a personal favorite of mine. As much as I love the original, I've always found Child's Play 2 to be more fun and more rewatchable. Don Mancini, of course, came back as a writer, this time without the help of Tom Holland and his voodoo ideas.
Ade Due Damballa. It's stupid.
And John LaFia, who co-wrote the original, ended up directing this one. So, will Andy flub his lines again?
Never to tell about him or he'd kill me.
And will Chucky finally get inside his body? I should really stop saying that, shouldn't I? Anyways, let's find out and watch Child's Play 2, which opens on Universal. And Universal. Also Universal. Universal as well. And Universal on top of that. Okay, I get it. Alright, the actual film opens at the Good Guy Doll Factory. Hello. Where someone's reassembling and fixing the horrifying burned Chucky doll from the end of the first film. So long story short, in between the two films, there's been bad press about these Good Guy dolls.
Our biggest problem has been the rumors.
So the company's CEO wants to prove once and for all that there's nothing wrong with them.
This is a quality control report. I'm sure it'll make the stockholders very happy.
Yeah, just a regular, very normal doll with burned human skin and blood pouring out of it. Of course.
Makes sense.
But hey, wait a minute. Wasn't there a certain Karen and Detective Mike Norris in that first movie? Where are they?
What about his mother and the police that were on the case?
The police were smart. They denied everything, which is fine because now they can't hurt us.
Huh?
But the mother's a different matter. She backed up her boy's story in court, so now she's under psychiatric observation.
What? Yeah, neither Mike nor Karen come back for this sequel, even though Mancini had planned for them to be in the movie. I guess the studio didn't have the money to pay them or something. Wait, what's the studio again? Oh, right. So, I guess a shitty throwaway line will have to do.
So now she's under psychiatric observation.
In any case, the Good Guy Corporation can finally clear its name by showing that the controversial doll is perfectly normal and safe. Nothing wrong about it. Oh, fuck! This was a horrible idea! Yes, we're going full Jason Lives here and reanimating the bad guy with electricity.
Makes sense.
What do you want me to do with the doll? Stick it up your ass.
Up my ass, huh? Well, unfortunately, we don't get any anal Chucky action in this one. Save that for Adults Play. But with the next kill, we do get some choking, at least. Oops, I think he forgot the safe word. Okay, but what about Andy, though? Well, at least this one's back, and he's being fostered by these folks here.
I made those curtains just for you. I bet blue is your favorite color.
What? No, it's green, you stupid dumbass. Also, there's another foster kid in there. Fan favorite character, Kyle.
Hey, want to hear me say your name backwards? Kyle.
Good one, Andy. But actually, it would sound like this. Well, as you might have guessed, Chucky's goal in this one is still to transfer his soul into Andy. And that means we get another Ade Due Damballa.
Ade Due
Never mind, doesn't work.
Kill him, Andy's
Just like the first film, the more it goes and the crazier Andy seems. And in the meantime, Chucky's racking up quite the body count, like this school teacher here who gets murdered by the power of a yardstick. Yeah, well, we're far from the explosions and voodoo stabbings, but I guess it'll do. The foster parents are next to go. Foster dad trips and breaks his neck. Foster mom gets a boring off-screen kill.
Joanne!
Oh no, Joanne! Again, nothing spectacular. The kills are definitely a step down in this one. Oh, thank God, it's just a dead body. Alright, Kyle now realizes that Andy is not crazy. Then this lady dies. It's pretty fun. I like that one. Even better, you can't even see the wire. Oh, never mind. And it's time for the climax, which takes place at the Good Guy Factory. Hello. We get a chase scene. We get an odd day do a Damballa.
Odd day do we Damballa.
And it doesn't work.
Too late! I've spent too much time in this body!
We get one final kill. That's probably the best in the movie. And Chucky ultimately gets defeated by molten plastic and an air hose. God damn. The end. And I love Child's Play 2 so much. To me, this is the perfect Child's Play movie. We get peak Chucky here. The first movie was a perfect setup, but in the sequel, he's an evil doll right from the start. We don't waste a second. He's got more one-liners,
How's it hanging, Phil?
a slightly upgraded look, and I just found him to be overall more entertaining. Andy is the greatest as always, and Kyle is a great addition to this franchise. Their brother and sister dynamic is really cute. Sure, the kills are admittedly a letdown. Sorry, Chucky, but this isn't your best work.
Fuck you.
Well, that's rude, but there are a few highlights, like this one and this one. That one's actually pretty great. Overall, I had a great time with Child's Play 2, and I'm gonna give it 4.5 Chuckies out of 5. Hey, what's this over there? It looks like a little black sheep right next to his little black sheep brother. Yes, it's finally time to talk about Child's Play 3, the final movie in the original Child's Play trilogy, which was released only 9 months after the second one.
9 months, actually.
9 months?
9 months.
9 months to write, shoot, edit, and release a movie? That's not a lot of time.
We were in post on Child's Play 2. It tested well. They said, let's do another one.
Things were rushed, they had budget restraints that affected the production.
My original intention, which we ultimately couldn't afford, was multiple Chuckies.
Oh,
The
man.
movie didn't make a lot of money, it was poorly received, and the franchise was put to sleep for 7 years before they made another one. Yikes. So is Child's Play 3 really that bad? Well, get your buzzers ready and let's watch the movie. Another Child's Play, another Chucky resurrection, because in case you forgot, he previously blew the fuck up. Turns out a little drop of blood and molten plastic is all it takes. Voila, Chucky's back, baby. He seems pretty happy about it. Alright, first kill of the movie is the Good Guy Factory CEO. Remember that guy?
Stick it up your ass.
Well, he gets David Carradine. And then, just take a quick guess where the story's going. Just take a quick little guess. Yes, you're right. Gotta find Andy and do the voodoo ritual again.
By Child's Play 3, it was getting to feel repetitious, definitely. That, Chucky is just still trying to get to this kid to transfer his soul.
Things do take a slightly different turn, though, as Andy is now 16, and he's been sent to this military school. Okay, time to meet Andy. Where is he? Who's this guy? Well, maybe Andy's behind him or something? What? Where is he? Oh wait, that's Andy?
Yeah, Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's right. Since they wanted him to be 16 in this one, and Alex Vincent was only 10, they flushed him for this guy. And all these years later, Alex still seems pretty sour about it.
As a 10-year-old, that was a bit of a tough pill to swallow. I think he did a fine job.
Anyways, there's all sorts of wacky characters in this military school. There's a lady Andy really wants to bang, a little kid who reminds me of Reggie the Reckless, and this hairdresser who's just about 10,000 times scarier than Chucky himself.
Yes. Oh, yes. We're seeing some skin now, aren't we?
Moving on. Wouldn't you know it, a mysterious package shows up. What is it, a new coffee machine? No, it's Chucky. He's back. Now here's where things get a bit convoluted though. Now you know how Chucky's whole thing is that he wants to transfer his soul into Andy because that's the first person he revealed his real name to?
His real name is Charles Lee Ray.
But since he was completely destroyed at the end of the second movie, I guess the curse has been reset for some reason?
Technically, okay, now I'm in this new body, now this is the first person I'm revealing myself to, so now it's him. It's contrived, no doubt.
And so he doesn't even have to chase Andy anymore. It can be anyone he tells his name to. Yes, even though he was also blown to pieces at the end of the first movie and rebuilt pretty much from the ground up, doesn't matter. It would have saved him a lot of trouble if he'd thought of this before getting to that camp though.
Wait a minute.
Should have thought this through, dumbass.
Tell me about it.
Oh well, this time around, the kid who hears his name first is little Tyler. And I guess no matter the variety of choices, Charles Lee Ray just really wants to get inside little boys. Moving on. Well, you know what that means, right? Can I get a not day do a Damballa?
Ate do we Damballa?
Hell yeah! Oops, didn't work.
Shit. Yes.
Anyhow, that scene we just got pretty much sums up the whole movie. Chucky tries to get to the little boy so he can do the ritual, and he fails. Constantly. Alright, this time he got him for sure. Nope. Okay, how about this time? Nope. Alright, now Chucky's gonna get his body back and nope. Now surely there's no escape. I mean, nope.
Ate do we Damballa?
Okay, come on. The kid has to die now, right? Nope. It's a little convenient and very repetitive. And Andy's not much better at taking Chucky out either. Quick, Andy, use the chair. No, it didn't do anything. Maybe this shoe will work. Got him. Well, since we need some padding, might as well kill a few people along the way. It's garbage day.
Garbage day!
Alright, what else? Colonel gets a heart attack? Well, makes sense. I guess colonels and heart attacks are meant to go together.
It's finger licking good.
But the kill is so lame. Come on, do something fun. Then the creepy hairdresser gets it, and there's actually some pretty good potential here. I mean, the guy is obsessed with hair. So maybe Chucky scalps him and then ruins his haircut and then kills him with the buzzer or something. They could do something fun with that. I mean, he loves hair so goddamn much, he wants to shave a doll's head.
A haircut ain't regulation, soldier.
Fucking weirdo. But nope, just a basic little throat slit. I do like the one-liner though.
Presto, you're a ball.
Presto. You're dead.
Yeah, the kills really haven't been great in this one. I mean, what's next? A boring off-screen kill?
Oh, God.
Oh. Okay, killing's done. It's time for the third act, where the military group plays a game of capture the flag, just like in Call of Duty, but without the slurs.
Put that dick in her pussy.
Here's something fun and incredibly evil too.
Evil.
Chucky actually replaces the paint pellets with real ammunition, which causes the drill sergeant to get shot, and then this kid gets blown up by a grenade. I love me a villain that simply enjoys being f***ing evil, like Palpatine. Or Jeff Bezos. Anyways, here's the most anticlimactic kiss you've ever seen. I don't care. I don't care. And now time for the final showdown. Now sure, I've been pretty negative so far with this movie. I just think it's a lot of the same happening over and over again, with boring kills and a very uninteresting protagonist. It's, I guess, what the kids would call mid. It ain't got riz. But let me tell you something, the climax more than makes up for it. It's so good.
And it's damn good.
Because it takes place in a haunted attraction at a carnival.
Carnival. that just happens to be there.
Yeah.
And you know me, nothing gets me harder than a good spooky Halloween atmosphere. Except maybe Jennifer Tilly's Double D's. You got it all here. Ghouls, spooky skeletons, haunted castles. I love it. But this ending also has one of my favorite Chucky deaths of this franchise. Sure, he got burned alive, he was decapitated, and literally exploded. But how about we tear half of his goddamn face off?
Oh my God!
And then have him be chopped into little pieces by a giant fan. And then have him blow up. Multiple times. Holy moly, what a way to end your movie. Yes, Child's Play 3 is not my favorite of the franchise, and I guess most people would agree, as it holds the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score out of all of these films, currently at a whopping 19% Rotten score. Okay, that's a little harsh maybe. I personally could not connect with older Andy. I understand the idea of exploring the trauma of violence witnessed at a young age, but I didn't feel any sympathy for him. He was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
He reminded me a little of Tommy Jarvis from A New Beginning. Just a boring-ass, unlikable guy. The military setting, although a refreshing change of pace, didn't really do it for me either. Look, I love Full Metal Jacket, but for a slasher film, maybe it doesn't quite work as well.
A jelly donut!
And of course, in the end, it's just a never-ending cat and mouse chase that always gets cut short by some contrived plot convenience.
Damn it.
But oh baby, that haunted attraction is all I've ever wanted. Look at this giggling skeleton. Yeah, it's far from perfect, but I don't think it deserves a 19%. I'll go ahead and say it. I think this film is a little bit overhated. And I'll give Child's Play 3 something like 2.5 giggling skeletons out of 5. So, Charles Lee Ray is dead, and the original trilogy is over. They stopped making Chucky films for a while, but just like any good slasher villain, he came back. And this time, he's not alone. Alright everyone, I got a special guest for you here to talk about the next entry in this franchise. So please give a warm welcome to Tiffany! Come on Tiffany, don't be shy.
Hi, it's me, Jennifer Tilly. Hey, my eyes are up here.
Alright, time to talk about Bride of Chucky. So, it's been 7 long years, but at last, the Child's Play franchise is back to life. Awake!
Awake! Awake, awake, awake!
Now, at this point, I feel like we're starting to know what a Chucky film is gonna be like. Chucky comes back and tries to get his human body back by transferring his soul into a child. Yada yada, same old shit. But then, out of the blue, Don Mancini pulls a 180 Tokyo Drift and writes a romantic comedy?
Well, it definitely is structured as a romantic comedy.
We're talking Martha Stewart jokes.
Who the fuck is Martha Stewart?
We're talking penis jokes.
Ain't the size that counts, asshole. It's what you do with it.
I wish that were true, Chucky. I wish that were true. And who better to direct this than Ronnie Yu, the guy that brought us Freddy vs. Jason with all its kung fu and metal music glory. Yeah, you know we're in for some dumb fun. And you know what? I think this is the breath of fresh air this franchise needed. I like the original trilogy, but things were starting to get a little stale.
Starting to go a little stale.
And this new direction literally brought life back to this franchise. Awake! Bride of Chucky is still the highest grossing movie of any Chucky film, and it really catapulted both Chucky and Tiffany into the realm of pop culture icons.
This film is my first romantic lead, and it's part of an overall strategy to launch me into the leading man status.
But was the film any good? And most importantly, do you think I'm hot? Well, let's find out and watch the movie. Right off the bat, Jason, Leatherface, Michael Myers, Freddy. Yeah, you know this is a post-Scream film.
Halloween. Nightmare on Elm Street. Jason! Jason!
Which is kind of funny, seeing how Ronnie Yu made a film with these two just a couple years after. Now just imagine what his Michael vs. Leatherface movie would have been like. My guess? Probably a lot of kung fu. What the hell was going on with horror movies back then? Speaking of which, Bride of Chucky came out in 1998, which of course means we're gonna get two things: unconvincing CGI and rock metal. Funny enough, the title card gives us both. I love this already. Excellent opening. So, Bride of Chucky introduces us to Chucky's ex, Tiffany. And she gets a hold of his remains. And obviously, the last time we saw him, Chucky was shredded into little pieces. And then he exploded. Multiple times. So, of course, he looks like this, of course. I won't complain too much though, as this does give us the iconic stitched up Chucky look everybody knows and loves. It's kind of like how Freddy went from looking like this to this. So we all know what's coming, right? This isn't our first rodeo. It's time for another Ade Due Damballa. Except this time, Damballa is spelled with double D's. There you go, it worked. And Chucky kills his first victim by sitting on his face. Just like Tiffany wants to sit on his face. That's a horny bitch right there. Anyways, then the plot unfolds. Tiffany's whole plan was to bring Chucky back to life so that they could finally get married after all these years. But it doesn't quite go according to plan.
You weren't gonna ask me to marry you?
What are you, fucking nuts?
Yeah, she gets her heart broken, and unfortunately, it seems the spark is gone. Oh wait, it's back. There it is. And after yet another Ade Due Damballa, Tiffany is now officially part of the Killer Doll Club. I made that name up. Thought it sounded cool.
Son of a bitch! What have you done to me?
Okay, I love Bride of Chucky so far. It's silly, it's fun. But where is this movie going? What's it about? Well, it turns out it's a road trip movie. That's right. They gotta find a magic amulet.
An amulet!
That human Charles Lee Ray was wearing when he died. And this will allow them to become human again. Or something.
Alright, let's go.
So they hit the road and kill some people along the way. And the Chucky and Tiffany stuff in this film is absolutely golden. But the thing with Ronnie Yu's horror movies is that despite being very fun, the human characters are fucking trash.
Oh, it's awful, just awful.
Meet Jade and Jesse. Unfortunately, they love each other, but Jade's asshole uncle, played by the late great John Ritter,
Oh yeah.
he forbids her from hanging out with boys. That's like his sole purpose in life.
You can't keep us from seeing each other. I'm the chief of police, Sport. I can do whatever I want.
So the couple decides to get married and run away together, with the dolls tagging along.
Oh, that's so romantic.
I give him 6 months.
And so John Ritter and his minion cop keep busting their balls and trying to stop them, but they actually get killed pretty early on. And this time we actually get some pretty good stuff. No more quick throat slits and off-screen kills. No, the uncle gets a face full of nails, which turns him into a pinhead. You get it?
Why does that look so familiar?
And that's not even it.
Life sure is full of surprises.
Later on, he gets stabbed like 100,000 times. It's good stuff. As for the other cop, well, you know, he simply explodes. Hell yeah. Oh my god! Alright, back to, wait, who are those again? Oh, Jesse and Jade, of course. Yeah, they're now fugitives, suspected for murder. But hey, at least they got each other, right?
I think you're fucking crazy.
Oh, so they get to a hotel, there's some more killing, and as usual, we're treated to a mix of awful CGI and fun gory effects. And now, here's something I did not expect to see. Okay.
But then you had sex in it, which was good.
Mm-hmm. But then again, after having seen the Children of the Corn remake and Amityville Thanksgiving, nothing surprises me anymore. I've seen things. The scene is fun though.
Have you got a rubber?
Look at me. I'm all rubber.
Oh, that's right.
But god damn it, right as I'm starting to have a good time here, we're back to these two again.
I can't take this shit anymore.
I know. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, out of nowhere, their friend is now tagging along for the road trip. Or not. Okay, cue the rock music. Hell yeah! We're just about done with this one, as Chucky and Tiff have now revealed their true selves, and they force, who are these guys again? Oh, Jade and Jesse, to drive them to the cemetery, where Charles Lee Ray's remains were buried. So they get there, but not before fucking Tiffany up real bad.
Oh my god!
Anyways, the couple lives happily ever after. That's nice. Tiffany gets killed by her lover after quoting Bride of Frankenstein.
We belong dead.
We belong dead.
And Chucky ultimately gets killed by getting shot a couple times. Obviously not the strongest death scene when it's compared to this and this and this. But hey, at least the movie ends with a bang. I love Bride of Chucky, I really do. It brings me back to that charming late 90s and early 2000s era with bad special effects and Scream self-awareness.
So how did you end up like this?
Well, it's a long story. In fact, if it was a movie, it would take 3 or 4 sequels just to do it justice.
Sure, the kills are really fun, but what really works here is that Chucky and Tiffany are legitimately good characters. They're charming, they're funny, and evil, and kinda cute.
The love stuff between Chucky and Tiffany was just so cute.
They're going full camp with this one, and I'm all for it. In fact, this entry kinda reminds me of Jason Lives, where they took a new direction and they're just having fun with it. Human characters are still trash though. I give Bride of Chucky 4.5 Jennifer Titties out of 5.
Jennifer Tilly.
Moving on to the next movie in the franchise, and ooh, look who's back. It's the other black sheep called Seed of Chucky. Because if you remember last time, Chucky got lucky. And if the comedy bothered you in Bride, oh, you're in for a nightmare. Because this movie took the humorous tone and pumped that Bane juice in it and shot it with steroids. Seed of Chucky is wild and all over the place, going from spoofing Hollywood to questioning gender identity, addiction to murder, parodying bad family melodrama, and murdering Britney Spears.
Oops, I did it again.
It's stupid, and I kinda like it. Of course, it's far from being perfect. I think most would agree this is one of the weaker entries in this franchise.
But people didn't respond correctly at first.
Yeah, fans really did not vibe with this one at all, and wanted Chucky to go back to being scary.
The film is a little too far over the top in terms of the humor. Horror fans really want their scares and their gore.
It was also such a financial and critical disaster that the franchise went on hiatus until 2013, nearly a decade later. They just had to momentarily pull the plug, which is surprising seeing how Chucky was never really good at pulling out. Oh, you thought I was above making stupid cum jokes? You're nuts. Sorry. They just come to me naturally. Anyways, I think once you know what you're getting into, knowing full well this is a dumb, silly, self-aware movie.
Nice tits.
Thank you.
I think there's a lot to appreciate here. Also, some things to not appreciate so much. So let's dive into this mess and see what all the fuss is about. Right off the bat, we start with white goo and little CG sperms. Now here's something horrifying I never wanted to see in my life. Yeah, who is this Voldemort from Harry Potter 1? Alright, so there's a lot happening in this movie. For one, Chucky and Tiffany have been dead for a while, and Hollywood is making a movie about them.
Thank you, Chucky.
Fuck you very much.
Within the real Chucky movie. Yeah, we're going full New Nightmare and Scream 3 on this one.
I had been an admirer of Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I thought that was an interesting movie.
That's one of the ones that works really well.
We also follow Jennifer Tilly, like the actress playing herself in the movie.
I mean, look at me. I'm an Oscar nominee, for Christ's sake. Now I'm fucking a puppet.
So she's not Tiffany, even though Tiffany is also voiced by Jennifer Tilly. What? What is going on? And she tries to get the lead role as the Virgin Mary in Redman's directorial debut.
Joseph, husband, there's been a miracle.
Yes, Redman the rapper, playing himself. The late 90s and early 2000s sure loved putting rappers in horror movies. Oh, they just thought it was the greatest idea. Why?
Why would you do that?
And meanwhile, Chucky and Tiffany's child, remember him? He's now a teenager, voiced by a little hobbit. and he's working at a ventriloquist show as the sidekick to this guy, who I always thought was Dax Shepard until very recently. Is it just me? Well, it doesn't matter, because the kid quickly escapes in hopes of finding his parents after he saw them on TV.
Your big break in TV.
Oh, here they are. That was easy. But they're dead. I wonder where this is going.
Ade due Damballa. Awake.
Ooh, didn't expect that.
I don't believe it.
One decapitation later. Ooh, look at it go. Chucky, Tiffany, and
Glenn.
And Glenn.
Glinda.
Or Glenda. Anyways, they're a happy family now. Of course, Glenn/Glenda is a nod to Ed Wood's Glenn or Glenda, a film about a man who struggles with his sexuality and wants to become a woman.
Did you read about the guy that had his sex changed to a girl? Says he was perfectly normal, too.
How can a guy be normal and go and do a thing like that to himself?
And Don Mancini, who's a gay man, wanted to explore themes of sexuality, gender identity, and societal norms.
Glinda was the first trans kid, doll trans kid, that was ever portrayed in the movies.
Which are pretty heavy themes for a movie that also has a scene where Chucky is furiously masturbating.
A masturbating midget?
And fun fact, apparently Universal rejected the script and refused to produce the movie because they thought it was, quote, too gay, kinda like Nightmare on Elm Street 2. But that's just one of the many subplots of this film, because Chuck and Tiff also need to get their human bodies back, and their targets are Jennifer Tilly and Redman.
I'm gonna transfer my soul into Jennifer, and you're gonna transfer your soul into Redman.
I'm down with that.
But not only do they want to take control of their bodies, they also want to inseminate Jennifer Tilly with Chucky's cum.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Oh, what is going on?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Throughout all of this, there's chaos, there's murder. At one point, Glenn accidentally turns John Waters into the Incredible Melting Man.
The Incredible Melting Man.
Tiff stabs Redman to death. Oh, thank God. Chucky's doing a Bad Shining parody. Glenn is quoting The Room.
You're tearing me apart! You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Hey, 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 hey.
And as we're nearing the end of this, Glenn finds himself a new personality. Glenda! And Glenda is a fucking savage. So she lights Jennifer Tilly's personal assistant on fire before she falls down and splats on the ground, Halloween Ends style. Oops. And then there's a cute, touching little scene.
What am I?
Aw, I like that scene. Okay, subplot's over. Oh my god, then Jennifer Tilly gives birth to twins? Sure, why not? And it's now time for Chucky, Tiffany, and Glenn, or Glenda, to transfer their souls into human bodies. And since Redman's dead, they got this chauffeur instead. Anyways, they squeeze in a little Ade due Damballa real quick.
Ade due Damballa.
And for once in these movies, everything's going according to plan. Oh wait.
I am Chucky, the killer dog, and I dig it!
What?
This is me!
What are you talking about?
Yeah, after 5 movies where the whole plot revolves around getting his human body back, when he finally gets the chance to do it, Chucky goes,
Nah, I don't wanna.
Oh, okay. So the climax takes place in a hospital where Chucky has fully embraced his serial killer nature and he tries to murder his whole family. But then Tiff is able to transfer her soul into Jennifer Tilly's body just in time, while Glenn is chopping his dad into little pieces. That's fun. And then in the epilogue, we see that Tiffany is living her best life with her twins, Glenn and Glenda. They're just a happy, murderous little family. Well, I guess this is a happy ending after all. Oh God!
The film was a little too far over the top in terms of the humor and the outrageousness of the storyline.
You know, this movie is very flawed. It's messy, it's all over the place, but I don't hate it. I love these characters so damn much that I don't really mind watching them in a stupid family drama. The kills are solid, some of the jokes land.
I don't have a problem with killing.
And there's some pretty interesting themes in there. I can appreciate them doing something different and bold, and although it doesn't always fully work, it still gives Seed of Chucky 3 little Chucky sperms out of 5. So, you're getting used to these movies being silly little comedies, aren't you? Well, forget about that. That's right, Mancini takes another 180 and makes this franchise scary again. After Seed put the franchise to sleep for nearly a decade, Don Mancini came back as writer-director and revitalized the franchise once more. But this time in a straight-to-video movie with the lowest budget of any Chucky film. Don't let that fool you though, this really doesn't look like a straight-to-video movie. In fact, I'd argue this is one of the best entries in this franchise. In this one, since the budget was so low, Mancini had the idea of having the whole film take place in one single location, this gothic house here, and bring Chucky back to being scary.
Legitimately scary.
It needed to be scary.
Scary.
Scary. Had to go back to still being scary.
And you know what? They actually did it.
Son of a bitch did it.
Plus, Brad Dourif's daughter, Fiona Dourif, plays the lead, so that's fun.
But having my dad's voice was helpful, ultimately. It was really creepy.
Thank you.
Alright, grab your wheelchair and let's roll the movie. The Curse of Chucky takes place in the Scary Movie 2 mansion, apparently.
Think fast.
Where we meet our new protagonist, this paraplegic girl, Nika, and she receives a mysterious package. What is it, a 4-slice toaster with manual high-lift lever? Nope, it's a good guy doll.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So Nika is living with her mom, who DVR'd Real Housewives.
I DVR'd Real Housewives.
I love that show. Great night ahead for her. Oh, no, she's dead. And after this little incident,
It's a little incident involving the boogeyman.
Nika gets a visit from her sister Barb, alongside her husband Ian, their daughter Alice, their nanny Jill, and this priest, Father Frank. Hello, Frank. And essentially, this whole movie revolves around these characters kind of being assholes to each other.
No, of course, you couldn't be that stupid, Barb.
With the tension building constantly, and with people dying one by one. It's simple, really. Just tense, atmospheric horror at its best.
Did Grandma go to heaven?
No, she's burning in hell with her Real Housewives VHS, honey.
I DVR'd Real Housewives.
Alright, let's get cooking.
Let's get cooking.
Nika and Alice make this tasty looking chili, but unbeknownst to her, one of the bowls has been spiked with rat poison, and that is lethal. So it's kind of a game of Russian roulette. Who's gonna get it? Is it the husband?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No.
This is amazing.
Is it the little girl?
Tastes funny.
No, she's fine. Is it Father Frank? Yes. Guess what? That mysterious package containing the good guy doll was sent from the evidence depository.
Did you say evidence depository?
Yes, are you disabled and deaf? So one internet search later, Nika connects the dots and realizes something's wrong with Chucky. And after that, we get one of my favorite Chucky moments ever, which is when he says his first line of the movie, 45 minutes in.
Chucky, I'm scared.
You fucking should be.
It's so simple, it's so creepy, I love it. Anyways, the babysitter gets fried. Barb gets a knife in the fucking face, and then her squishy little eyeball falls down the stairs. Look at it go! It's like a ping pong ball. Well, at least Nika seems to be taking it pretty well. Now here's something pretty cool. At one point, Chucky rips his skin off to reveal his iconic bride and seed look. Hell yeah, he looks so cool. Oh god, is it just me or is there a CGI Chucky in the stairs? Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Ew.
Alright, husband gets an axe in the face. And then it's time for the final showdown between Nika and Chucky. Oh. Well, that was easy. I'm just kidding! Now, you'd think a fight between a 2-foot-tall plastic doll and a disabled lady wouldn't be the most exciting thing to watch. But then all of a sudden, Nika fucking somersaults straight to the ground. Oh my god. Well, I've been having a blast with Curse of Chucky so far. Poisoned chili, dead nanny, scary Chucky. Hell yeah, but the film has admittedly been very light on plot. I mean, what the hell does Chucky want with his family?
You're Charles Lee Ray.
My friends call me Chucky.
Well, we get a black and white flashback that explains everything. So this flashback begins with Tommy Wiseau?
I am Tommy Wiseau.
No, it's just Charles Lee Ray. Oh, hi, Charles. Yes, Brad Dourif comes back to play 40-year-old Charles Lee Ray. and he was definitely not in his 60s when filming this. What are you talking about? Alright, long story short, Charles was friends with this family here.
Charles, come over here.
How did a crazy serial killer become friends with this loving little family here? I don't know, but in any case, he becomes obsessed with Sarah. You know, the mom who DVRs Real Housewives.
I DVR'd Real Housewives.
And Charles becomes so obsessed with her that he ends up secretly murdering her husband, and then he locks her up in a creepy basement, barbarian style, so that they can be together. Yeah, Charles Lee Ray is kind of an incel in this film, but then the cops show up, and that gets him real mad, so he stabs Sarah in her pregnant belly, which explains why Nika is disabled.
You did this to me.
And everything comes full circle when Charles runs away and brings us directly into the beginning of the first Child's Play. And they even squeeze in a little odd day do a Damballa in there. Oh, that's pretty cool. It all makes sense now. Everything's connected, and it expands the lore in an interesting way. And wait, why was there a getaway driver? Like, one of the main subplots of that first film is that Charles wanted to get revenge on his accomplice for leaving him to die.
Hey, don't leave me, God, no!
What was that about? Did he give him a call and say, oh, hey man, cops showed up, I need a lift? Yeah, it doesn't really make sense all that much, but I still like what Mancini did here. You know, after making Chucky such a joke, in this one, he brought him back to being a really creepy, disgusting psychopath, and plus it adds a personal connection between the final girl and the bad guy. You know, it's fine. And now, after being shot and blowing up and being dismembered, this time Chucky gets away with it?
What?
Yeah, for the first time in one of those movies, the villain wins. Sort of, I mean, Nika's still alive, but she's being sent to an insane asylum. I don't know why, she seems perfectly fine to me.
I'm still alive! Still alive.
So that's an interesting ending, except it's not over. There's like 4 different endings to this movie. It just does not want to end. First off, Jennifer Tilly shows back up and recreates her Bride of Chucky opening scene. Huh, that's fun. Then she ships Chucky to where Alice is staying. Do you remember Alice? Neither did I. Anyways, here she is. He sure loves saying that, doesn't he? Oh god! And lastly, somebody watched The Avengers because there's a post-credits scene with Alex Vincent reprising his role.
Play with this.
Andy!
What does that mean? Okay, the end. Well, that was a nice surprise. I mean, a straight-to-video Chucky sequel released nearly a decade after the last entry with an all-new original story, and then, against all odds, Mancini made a really good movie. A paraplegic trying to escape a murderous doll? Sign me up! Mancini got shit as a director with Seed, and I can understand thinking it was just a little too much.
A masturbating midget?
But I think he shines as a director here. Curse of Chucky is just tension building up constantly, and not just because there's a little Chucky doll running around, but the tension builds between the characters as well. Nika's sick of people treating her like a child.
I'm disabled, Barb. I am not a child.
Barb resents Nika for being her mom's favorite kid.
Mom would have wanted you to be taken care of. That's all she ever wanted.
And she's cheating on her husband. The husband wants to divorce her so he can get full custody of their child.
I could easily take Alice away from you.
You know, it keeps things engaging in between the kills. And Fiona Dourif, holy shit, talk about a great final girl. I've said this and I'll say it again. A good character needs to be strong, yes, but also vulnerable and conflicted and human. That's the key, Hollywood. Otherwise, you can't relate to them and you're not engaged. I'd argue Nika is the best addition to this franchise, up there with Tiffany. I give Curse of Chucky 3.5 eyeballs out of 5. Alrighty, time to talk about Cult of Chucky, the last movie Mancini would write and direct before shifting to a TV show. And although the plot is very simple and straightforward in this one, this is kind of the Avengers of the Chucky movies, just with $200 million less. Nika returns as the protagonist, but Andy also shows up, Jennifer Tilly's back, the Tiffany doll is back, even Kyle briefly shows up in a post-credit scene, mix some Dream Warriors in there, and you got a pretty damn good time. So get your voodoo cult buddies, and let's watch the movie. Alright, so Cult of Chucky takes place pretty much right after the end of the last movie.
Andy!
Where Andy's hanging out with Chucky's head. They smoke some weed, and then, you know. And And meanwhile, Nika has been sent to a mental institution, and she's been brainwashed into thinking that she was responsible for the murders from the last movie.
The murders were real.
But Chucky never was.
That's right.
So she's with a group of loonies, and they have therapy sessions once in a while with this doctor.
I think I have something that will help.
Oh, I'm sure this will help.
Hey, great idea.
Sure. Jennifer Tilly also shows up.
Did anyone ever tell you look exactly like Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
And she gives Nika another good guy doll. And then the doctor gets a mysterious package. What is it, a robotic pool cleaner? No, it's another good guy doll. There's Chuckies everywhere. All right, Nika, so what is the plot of Cult of Chucky? What happens in this film?
He'll kill each and every one of you in the most horrible ways you can imagine. And he'll make you watch.
Oh, what? Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, that's the movie. So like I mentioned, Cult of Chucky draws a lot of inspiration from Dream Warriors. You got people locked up in a mental institution, getting killed by a supernatural being, and nobody believes them. And just like Dream Warriors, there's even a hypnosis session. Except this one gets extra rapey.
I've missed these little sessions of ours.
Ew.
And they call me sick?
Anyways, as expected, people get killed in various fun ways. And then this happens. What the fuck? And then, in the climax of the movie, the Chucky dolls all show up, and it's revealed that the original Chucky found a way to transfer his soul into multiple hosts. He found that on, I shit you not, voodooForDummies.com.
I came across this groovy new spell on voodooForDummies.com that changed everything.
Yes, although the movie deals with pretty heavy themes like self-harm and mental health and trauma, the comedy's back, baby. They made Chucky funny again.
I just can't with this guy. I don't know whether to kill him or just take notes.
But in a balanced way. He's still scary when he needs to be. Kinda like Freddy in Dream Warriors, actually. I personally think Mancini found the perfect blend here. Now, before I forget, there's 2 Ade Damballa spells in this film, except this time they slightly changed it to Ade Beaucoup Damballa.
Ade beaucoup Damballa. Ade beaucoup Damballa.
And beaucoup means a lot in French, kinda like how there's a lot of Chuckies now. I'm smart, je sais parler français, et pas vous, bande d'imbéciles. Anyways, Chucky's motivation in this one is to create a Chucky army, or one could even call it a cult of Chucky. And therefore, against all odds, he doesn't kill Nika, but possesses her instead.
There's definitely perks to being supernaturally possessed.
Oh, that's a cool shot. Oop, maybe don't show the wire though. Oops. And then she stomps that rapey doctor's head. Good for you. Oh, that's right, Andy's a character in this film, I nearly forgot. As for Andy, well, he was the one who sent that Chucky doll to the doctor previously, and he secretly hid a gun inside of him. And his plan was to show up and rescue Nika, and so he gets to the doll, grabs the gun, and then, wastes all of his bullets, only to then stomp his head. Well, maybe you could have started with that and saved all your bullets. How about that? Yep, Andy failed miserably. But hey, it was almost a smart plan until it wasn't at all. Alright, now that that's taken care of, hey, let me ask you something. Did you like that scene in Bride of Chucky when Tiffany sliced that cop's throat? Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? And did you like how they recreated that scene in Curse of Chucky? Well, how about we do that again? Okay, I think we can stop doing that now. We get it. Anyhow, Nika is now possessed by Chucky, and she drives off with Jennifer Tilly and a Tiffany doll. Well, that's bleak. The end. Hey, that was fun. Cult of Chucky is a lot of things. Similar to Curse, for the most part, it's a very straightforward slasher movie, but we also get some fan service, returning characters, plenty of new lore, a really dark ending where the bad guy actually wins. Plus, the movie is also surprisingly really funny. Chucky's got some great one-liners here.
I never felt so alive! Yeah, well, you've been alive for like 2 minutes.
But you know what? I think Tiffany's the one who got the biggest laugh out of me.
A true classic never goes out of style. You said that to me once, after stabbing a man 39 times.
Good one.
A true classic never goes out of style.
And somehow this strange blend of so many things work very well. Now sure, the budget limitations are noticeable once more, mainly with the very iffy CGI. But overall, I just love how much fun Mancini's having here. Just being weird and coming up with the craziest ideas. I'll always prefer somebody's weird vision for a movie rather than a soulless corporate product. So with that being said, I'll give Cult of Chucky 3.5 Chuckies with a questionable haircut out of 5. And just like that, we're done watching every single Chucky movie. Oh god. Right off the bat, remember what I said about enjoying somebody's creative vision for a movie? Yeah. I just don't like the idea of MGM cashing in on a popular IP that Mancini has spent 35 years nurturing and developing. He clearly ended Cult with big plans for the future of Chucky, which thankfully came to life with the TV show, but still, this kind of felt like a shitty move from MGM.
Obviously, my feelings were hurt, that I had just done 2 movies, which, forgive me if I sound defensive, but we're both at 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. I did create the character and nurture the franchise for 3 fucking decades.
They said, nah, fuck you and your gay movies. We're making a remake. And what's more, and I will die on that hill, I still think this should have been its own thing. Look at Megan. It's pretty much the Child's Play remake, but better and with its own identity. But then again, we have a popular IP, so, we have to exploit it. Alright, let's get to this trash.
This is for Tupac.
I don't like that.
So, you want to know what the plot is about? Here you go.
Here's your problem. Someone set this thing to evil.
That's literally it. This overworked employee has had enough of his shitty job where they create horrifying AI robots, so he activates evil murder mode in one of them, and then Halloween ends himself. Somehow, they made voodoo magic seem more logical and grounded. So then, just like in the original, Andy gets the doll, but then whenever he's bullied or in danger, Chucky turns evil, and then he kills people. And you'd think that with him being an AI robot who can control every electronic device, we'd get some good kills, but the vast majority of them are knife stabs and off-screen kills. At one point, Chucky controls a car with his stupid fucking ET finger, but even that just ends with a boring stab. Off-screen. But anyways, basically Andy gets rid of Chucky since he's, murdering everybody, and that makes him very angry, so he captures his mom, and then Andy has to rescue her, and then the guy from those Godzilla vs. Kong movies makes some really bad jokes.
Oh, that was a joke?
It was an attempt.
And at the end they rip Chucky's head off, and that's it. It's over. I will say, I do enjoy the final act at the toy store, where a bunch of buddy dolls start slaughtering people left and right. That was kind of fun. But otherwise, I really just did not care. And it's not even that the movie's awful or anything, it's fine. I liked Aubrey Plaza in it.
It's like that time you banged Susan in the warehouse. How's your wife, by the way?
I love the score, it's great. But overall, I just don't give a shit about this. I already talked about this movie extensively in a previous video I made, so you can go watch that if you want. But anyways, the fact that I had to sit through this again was kind of a painful experience. Andy is very dull. All of his friends are comedic reliefs, except none of them are actually funny, they're just obnoxious.
Oh, it's waking up. The skin's on a melon. Why is there a fruit involved?
The kills are bland, but ultimately the worst thing about this remake is that it just has an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Chucky sticks to using a knife because that's what the IP is. They can't stray too far from that formula, but then they also want to do an evil AI robot movie. But that robot needs to look like an 80s My Buddy doll because that's what the IP is, and therefore it makes no sense and it looks hideous. Why would you make a high-tech robot that looks like an old dated doll? Also, listen, I love me some Luke Skywalker. I love me some Joker. Mark Hamill is great, but the Chucky voice also doesn't make sense. An 80s doll for kids would sound something like this.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
An AI robot friend would sound something like this.
Recalibrating response model.
A middle-aged serial killer in the body of a doll would sound something like this.
My friends call me Chucky.
But you can't have a 60-year-old man do the friendly kid robot voice and also the creepy killer voice. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Why would this Caslan Corporation manufacture dolls that sound like this when they sing?
You are my buddy.
until the end.
Horrifying. Why would they make it look like this? What child in 2020 would want to own this? Again, Megan is the movie Child's Play 2019 wishes it was. Like, that sassy bitch is already a pop culture icon. Everybody loves her.
You killed people.
Oh, big whoop.
They did their own thing and it worked. This? Not so much. Now, on the Blu-ray of the movie, they actually included a really fun little claymation short film in which every Casland product comes to life and murders people in various fun ways. It's actually a clever way to use the evil AI technology. It's very creative. Like, that short is miles better than the actual movie. It's a shame how they screwed Mancini over just to make such a mediocre film. I've seen it like 4 times at this point, and my rating just keeps getting lower and lower and lower. Soundtrack's a banger though. I'll give the Child's Play remake 2 evil switch modes out of 5. And just like that, we're done watching every single Chucky movie. For real this time. Not only was this a ton of fun, but it also helped me memorize a voodoo spell that I can use if I ever get shot. So that's fun. If I had to rank these, it's kind of hard because there's so many good ones and they're all so different, but it would probably go something like this. Child's Play 2, Bride, Child's Play 1, Curse, Cult, Seed, Child's Play 3, and lastly the remake, because I just don't care about it. And now, surprise! We're talking about the Chucky TV show. Starting with Season 1, which opens with a good guy doll at a yard sale. I'm just kidding. I'm tired. Let's get out of here.
I can't take this shit anymore.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, keep watching horror movies. It's good for your health. Bye-bye.